Hello everyone, I'm RecV5.
And I am Sandman99, and this is the second time in the practice session that you put one on this shot.
Yeah, well, you know, I've just been hitting practice balls from all the T positions, and, you know, it's easy to chip in from this one. It's not like it's like a significant feat. I might even be able to do it again here. But, let's see if this one goes in. Yeah,
yep.
There you go.
Yep, there
Another
you go.
One.
Back to back, 2 in a row.
But yeah, I've just been going around to each pin position and just practicing a couple shots at each.
Uh-huh.
But that's what your high control rating will do for you, right? But anyways, that's probably enough practice for now. Yeah, now that the driving range is in the game, I use it all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, it is for practice, right? That's what it's for.
Exactly. But anyways, we have some tournaments to get to and everything else.
I thought you were going to play the...
yes,
were you going to play the versus mode first, or what?
Yeah, because we've got somebody who wants Jasmine versus Bjorn here. And he wants to do hole shuffle, so I guess we'll be doing hole shuffle. And I went out of my way and got Jasmine her 2 hearts of loyalty there at least, so that she'll be able to use the distance adjustment functionality.
Uh-huh.
Which caution here? Orange is kind of gaudy, but I don't know. It's whatever. We'll go with the orange.
Are you ready?
I never noticed after the last session of this. Did you take your console with you, or...?
Nope. Oh. No, I just ended up doing a little bit of work here and there off camera. Because we always usually have a little bit of downtime between recordings.
Yep. It's just kind of a makeshift setup here. Since you have this game on your PS3 and I don't, we unplugged mine and moved it out of the way.
That's right. That is a strong wind.
Yep.
And also to an uphill fairway in defense, too.
Well, look at this guy. He just dances up to the tee and then winds up and lets it rip.
You know, he's got an absolutely huge impact zone and a very high control rating. Main things, I think he's not very good in rough, if I recall. And, well, they said at the beginning of the match. And, he doesn't have a lot of power.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it looked like that was a pretty short drive, and then he came up short on the approach shot, too.
These high winds aren't a problem for me, though. The greens are probably going to be more of a problem for me than anything else.
Does the AI always use the advanced mode?
Yes, I do believe so. Always. Which means if you use the traditional mode, they always have an advantage against you for distance.
Well, he got a par anyway. He one-putted for a par.
The slope is to the right.
And I one-putted for a birdie.
Oh, there goes all the spectators walking away.
Yep. Yeah, they're not 2D anymore.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely tell there's been graphical advances even since Hot Shots Golf 4, right? You know, like they seem to be doing little improvements every time, right?
Yep. A strong wind.
You made it. Oh, you overhit it.
Off the back.
Oh, into the bunker.
I had this idea that maybe I wanted to play a super topspin shot with the lower club there, but didn't.
Nice shot.
Probably would have been fine if I'd aimed a little more to the right.
Oh, well.
Oh, he actually hit the green there. Oh, no.
Nope, he's going to roll off into the edge, into the fringe.
Yeah, he can putt from there. Well, that was kind of a crappy power percentage, but that's why you play the averages there.
Yep.
Oh, he shanked it.
Well, he's not going to chip in from there anyway.
I did it! I did it! Yes!
She's very happy about that par.
Yeah.
Nice par.
Yeah, this actually does look pretty good for a PS3 game.
I mean, PS3 games never really looked all that bad.
No, a lot of them actually did look very good.
Alright, let's see if I can do this, maybe.
I know I have Dragon's Dogma on my PS3.
Yep. Yeah, so do I, actually.
Yeah. And that one was a pretty good looking game. And I have to say, for the most part, I liked that game and I spent quite a lot of time playing it, but it didn't really, catch me for the replayability that Skyrim or Oblivion did, right?
I suppose with that one, it's more about the way you'd find replayability in that one is trying to overcome the obstacles of the game in a different fashion than you already have before.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, though, like, I don't like that theme where you reach the end and then you basically start over again at the beginning. You know what I mean?
No, you're not a big fan of that kind of thing.
No.
And a lot of games are like that.
I'd rather that, once you've reached the end, it's the end and it's over and you won and everybody's happy. And if you want to play again, you just play again with a different character, right?
Uh-huh.
Nice shot. Nice.
And I also didn't like the constant respawning of encounters in the same place, right?
Yep.
You know, like walking through that mountain pass where all the harpies were. And it didn't matter how many times you went through that mountain pass.
There were always more harpies.
From either direction. Yeah, from either direction, there was always more harpies, right? You know, like constantly. And other creatures as well, wolves or bandits or what have you. They're always in the same place, and no matter how many times you clear them out, the next time you pass by there, there's always a whole bunch of them there again, right? You know, it's basically repeating the same encounter over and over and over. One thing I will say that I liked about that game that I think they did extremely well was the ability to switch between, say, a bow and a melee weapon. That was that was done very well, I think.
It's an upslope. The slope is to the right.
Oh.
Well, that was a good try, anyways.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not sure I could have made that.
Yeah, that was a pretty wicked break.
Whoa.
Whoops.
Oh, faceplant.
Chance for a birdie. It's a downslope.
No. Ooh, you almost missed.
Birdie.
But I thought it was pretty cool that you could switch to a bow just by holding down a button, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, that looks like a pretty risky shot.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Oh, I think she pulled it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Dear.
Underneath the tree.
Well, we'll figure out a way around it. I was actually trying to avoid the tree, which is why I was aiming so far to the right.
Nice shot.
But with a C control rating, you really kind of are all over the place. It's kind of like an E control rating from previous games.
Yeah.
Yeah, control rating in general got nerfed pretty heavily in this game.
Well, he, that looks like it would have been fairly difficult too, though, because you would have had to avoid that bunker on the right too, right?
Yeah, well, that's why I was hitting the power shot, was to hit it over the bunker.
Well, he just hit his off the back.
1, 2, stretch. Don't know about this. Careful of the flyer.
You gonna bounce it off the tree or what?
No, I'm hoping I can hit a low fade underneath the tree.
Ah. Well, you made it under the tree.
Hit it a little too hard, though.
Well, I don't know. I think you didn't make out too badly for the way that shot looked.
I was expecting a bit worse power percentage.
Yeah, that was a pretty difficult shot, though. You just have to do like you did on the driving range and just put this in.
Not sure I can with a rough lie, though. Actually put a little mini fade on that.
Yeah, well, you didn't do too bad.
Nice.
I had to in order to keep it on the actual green part of the green without rolling down the right slope.
Nice. Do it. Get it in.
Get it in. You can do it.
No, that's a miss.
He missed.
No good.
You can do it.
Carefully doesn't get it in.
Whoa! I fell over. Don't get it in.
Don't get it in.
God.
Yeah, just slam it in, hey?
I mean, it was just straight in anyways.
Yep. Well, there you go. That was a pretty short match.
Might have wanted to take a 4-iron on that shot next time instead of a 3-iron.
Oh, perfect.
Under
Well,
that tree.
You still did fine. And now you can use Bjorn.
That's the end of the game.
Yep. And maybe we'll use them for some tournaments. Even though they'll be absolutely awful. We've also unlocked intermediate versus mode stuff now. Oh, right on.
Good luck.
But I'll play the rest of the tournaments anyways. I just wanted to get that versus mode out of the way. Because we can still unlock stuff on these. So it's still worth playing.
well, you still got to play the tournaments, right?
So, Bjorn, we're gonna get you up on camera, man. You already can't side spin the ball, so we might as well give you the...
You're gonna
Pinhole
work on
ball.
it. You're gonna work on building his loyalty, hey?
Yeah, we'll do it while we're, wow, red pants.
Yeah, that's
Go.
amazing how in this game, a character who is very weak in power has a shot distance of 248 yards.
Yo, they really scaled things up.
I remember in Hot Shots Golf 1, I think you even had one of the beginning level characters whose driver distance was like 210 or
216.
something, right?
216, yeah. That would be Mary. But, and then Taku, who was the other guy, had a drive distance of 220, and that would be carried over in Hot Shots Golf 2, where Sam had, or Kumi in the Japanese version, had a drive distance of 216.
Here you are.
Thank
But yeah, I think his default drive distance is like 236 or 234, but we have these big Magnum clubs, which are like the 100-ton hammer,
Oh, okay.
except golf club eyes.
Except not as much fun.
Not as much fun, yeah.
I like the 100-ton hammer.
Good shot. Did it.
I don't even recall what kind of shot trajectory he has or how good he is at backspin. I didn't even pay attention to that when I picked him. I'm absolutely terrible at, like, missing details all the time. I don't know how I manage to do this, but I do.
Good shot.
Well, that didn't come out as low as I was hoping. I was trying for super topspin there.
Well, that's okay. At least you're putting.
It's good, yeah?
I think so too. Could be a birdie. It slopes upwards. It goes left.
I didn't play the break enough.
Oh.
Look before you shoot. Get it in. Carefully does it. That's par.
I'm a winner.
Yeah.
Waving into the camera. Wow.
I don't think I can hit it over that bunker.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it in 2 with this guy.
Yeah, not even with power shots. Probably not.
Yay!
You're good.
Oop, I must have accidentally hit the replay button.
Okay.
Yeah, what does it say? Oh, 259, so I guess,
Yeah, but we're uphill.
yeah, and uphill. Yeah, just make the safe shot then.
Ooh, that's coming out a bit further to the right than I thought it would.
Oh well, you're still okay.
I don't know.
Steady now.
Starting to get some spectator comments too, eh?
Yep. Wow, we got 99% power on that.
Yeah. Well, you overshot just a little, but
Green. Could be a birdie. It's downhill. A slope to the right.
go in. Oh,
Not quite hard enough.
That's par.
I'm a
Double
winner.
par, man.
yeah, wow.
I rely a lot on hitting the ball far in order to score well, though.
Yeah, well,
It's just the way I play, the play style I have.
Nice shot.
And when I try like little feats like, say, using Mary in Hot Shots Golf 1, well, part of the reason you can do that is because there are tricks to add distance and get her to hit the ball 250 yards that just don't exist in later games.
Good shot. Please stop.
almost made it inside the circle.
I think it's
Ah,
uphill.
close enough.
It goes left. Yep, it's a birdie.
Oh, yeah! I'm on a winning streak.
Wow, you're at -1.
And winning the tournament.
Okay.
Nice shot.
That's why you play the draw there.
Oh, just couldn't quite hang on.
Ah, close enough. .1 of a yard.
Nice putt.
Yes, I did it.
Nice birdie.
Yay! Oh.
Yep. Yes, it always gets me when they're like .1 of a yard instead of, because they used to be at one point in this game series, they'd say like inches, this many inches uphill when it came to the chipping game.
Yeah, I
But
wonder
now-
why they stopped that.
I think it's because maybe they thought the decimalization of the yard
Okay.
was easier for people to understand, maybe? I don't know. Gotta keep in mind this game is made in Japan.
I'm surprised that everything isn't metric.
I might be because Imperial is the traditional unit for golf. I'd imagine that must be the reason.
Yeah, because they made the wind speed metric and has been for a while now.
I'm on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's an option too to get the wind speed back to Imperial, but then I'd have to relearn how this game
It
works.
goes left.
I hit that too hard. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did, but it didn't matter.
Yep, it's a birdie.
Oh yeah. I'm on a
But I know in
winning
other,
streak.
like, Japanese golf games, they'll do things like, they'll do drive distance in yards and approach distance in yards, but then they'll do putting distance in meters. And you have like a 10-meter scale instead of a 30-foot scale.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They might even be like, who knows, maybe they're like, you know, a yard, meter, that's close enough for a video game. Right? Who cares?
Yay!
It's not like it's gonna actually break anything. They might even use all metric for all the internal math calculations too, right? You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But personally, I'm not a big fan of the metric system anyways. I can't understand it. Or rather, I can understand it, but people don't normally use it in normal day-to-day parlance.
It actually depends on what you're talking about, because some things it's used regularly and other things it's not used at all.
Aha, yeah, could be a birdie.
Well, I know when I'm telling people how far distances are, or how tall I am, or how much I weigh, or if I'm measuring something out for a project, or anything like that, it's always Imperial in around here. And everybody talks in Imperial.
Nice touch.
It's only if you're like a scientist or an engineer or something that you use metric.
That's par.
I did it.
Yeah, but I got news for you. You only use it part of the time anyway.
No, even in then. Well, I know, like, for example, my current line of work, I do some stuff. I'm working in the private sector, but I do some stuff for governments and stuff. And they're still using the Imperial system internally, right?
Yeah.
Like, all their stuff, a whole shitload of their stuff
that's
is in
because
Imperial
until
internally.
everybody from my generation eventually gets old enough and dies, there's still going to be people out there who started off for most of their schooling using the Imperial system, right? And then suddenly in the middle of junior high is when the big change came, right?
Well, I know for me it basically screwed me up forever because I ended up learning this fucked up mix of like metric and Imperial, and like half my textbooks were metric and half my textbooks were Imperial, and it's just
Yeah.
like, well, you know, whatever.
Well, something went wrong when they did the conversion, and they didn't. I don't know whether it's a case of they didn't administer it properly, or maybe it was just a general population's refusal to completely adopt it.
I think it's a combination of, you know, people are partial to the traditional units that they've always used and understand and have worked for them.
Yeah.
Combined with the fact that, you know, you have to understand how colossal the change of an entire measurement system for a single country actually is with, say,
Well, I
35,
remember.
40 million people in
I
it.
remember. I was there.
Yeah. So I think it's a combination of factors, right?
But the thing is that you would think that people after my generation should be 100% metric, but they're not,
No.
right?
Well, because their parents still would have talked to them in Imperial when they were growing up, and even when they were outside of school. And even, I remember even when I was growing up, my teachers still talked in Imperial.
Yeah.
Right? And they might even do something like they'd say something in Imperial and then convert it to metric for the class, so you get both. And it's like, well, okay, that's how it's working then.
Yeah, well, I know that even when I was a younger fella and I was in post-secondary education, they were still teaching us how to do various things in both imperial and metric, too.
Yep.
Right?
Well, and even in my university level physics classes, they were teaching us stuff in Imperial.
Yeah.
And that's because if you didn't go on with physics and you're going to go and send rockets into space for NASA, well, I guess, you know, that's down in the States.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, I think that in hindsight, the way that the changeover actually was, in my opinion, from what I've seen, was a total failure. I think that they probably shouldn't have done it.
Well,
You know?
I would also say, in terms of math anyways, if you just do your conversions once at the beginning and then once at the end, it doesn't matter what units you use. Right? And you can easily, with decimal math, just base 10 everything anyways. Right?
Yeah.
So you really don't need a base 10 system of measurement, because just like in this game, you can base 10 yards.
Well, the thing that's so stupid is that you know, like the reasoning behind this was, oh well, all of Europe uses the metric system, and you know, like it's like, yeah, but who do we trade most with?
Well, not only that, but you know, if
we-
Europe jumped off a cliff, would you?
Yeah, well, like last time I checked, you know, like 90% of the trading that we do is with the U.S., right?
Yeah.
So why the hell wouldn't we have just adopted their measurement system?
Technically, we already had for the most part,
Well, no,
except for
there are some differences between the
like the
imperial
gallon.
system and the U.S. system. Yeah,
Yeah, like the
particularly gallons, liquid volumes, right?
Yep.
I mean, feet and inches and miles and so on are the same, but yeah, liquid volume I think is the only one that I know of that it's different, and I don't know why that's different.
Chance for a birdie.
I don't know. That's why they call it the U.S. standard, customary standard system, I guess, right? Versus the imperial system. But yeah, I don't know. They're more or less the same in most regards.
Isn't it great?
Well, you managed to pull out a -6 after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah. Well, look at my perfect impact rating, though. It was terrible. Maybe it's all that talking about metric and imperial. See, the metric system made me worse
Yeah.
at golf. There you go.
Good game.
Didn't
I don't
even
know.
get a loyalty out of it.
I don't know. The metric system, you know, didn't really make a whole lot of difference in my life, except that it, in a lot of cases, added another step of calculations.
Yeah, well, it also complicates things too. Like, for example, on my license, I know that my height is all in metric now. And my weight is in metric. But when I walked into the registry office and I first got my license, I gave my height and weight in imperial.
Yeah, me too.
Right? And nobody questioned it or said, what is that in metric or anything
No,
like that. They're just like, yeah.
They just converted it.
They might have even typed it into a program that took imperial.
Probably.
Well, shall we play then?
But I don't know, and I guess because of certain other things, right? Like, you know, you can base imperial measurements based off of like the lengths of your various appendages and things, right? And kind of get an approximation.
Here you are.
Yeah, although there's a fair amount of variance depending on the dimensions of the person involved too. But
True, but I guess as you are, like, you'll get a feel for things. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the old.
we used to use a cigarette package because at one time they were rectangular shaped
Yep.
and roughly, I don't know, about 5 inches long by the length of a cigarette wide.
Yep.
You know, nowadays cigarette packages look a lot different than they did back when I used to smoke. But,
Well, there also used to be a measurement called the palm, which
yeah,
used to be in common usage, and it would basically be measure the width across your hand underneath your knuckles or across your fingers, and it was about 3 inches. Right? For me, actually, it's about 2.5 inches because I've got really small hands, but you get the idea of how it worked.
yeah.
Ooh, I underhit this badly.
Good shot.
Well, at least you sort of made it onto the fringe.
Yeah, well, that's why you play those draws, right? And you play the shape of the hole.
It's a tense moment.
Well, I had the power about right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know what? The fact that almost three generations later, people are still using a mishmash mixture of metric and imperial measurements.
You should just go back to Imperial.
Yeah, like just go back to imperial. Except now all you'll do is you'll confuse the people who are using the, like they've already reconciled the combination of
I'm
units,
perfectly
right?
okay with that. They can bite it because you know what? Our major trading partner uses Imperial, so
Yeah.
actually I couldn't believe how much Imperial I had to do in university science classes. You would have thought that's where metric would have been firmly established.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had to use a lot more imperial in all sorts of math type classes in post-secondary too, right?
Yeah, that
Because-
actually really honestly surprised me because there was
I even had to do like beam load bearing calculations in kips and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Which is kilopounds. Like a kip is 1,000 pounds. And it's like, well, why are we doing these calculations this way? And it's because a lot of people in construction industry still use imperial units when they're actually out there making things,
Yep.
right?
Ultimately, you have to use the unit of measure that people use.
It's a birdie.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh.
And I mean, I don't really care about how the units are defined or how rational a foot, the length of a foot, or the length of a yard, or the length of a mile is. It really doesn't matter. What really matters is how usable the measurement is and how much people understand it in common parlance.
Well, we got along pretty well with imperial measurement for most of the history of this country.
Nice shot.
In fact, there was the one funny video, or I guess it would have been a film, back when I saw it in school
For a birdie.
when we were doing the changeover. I think it was about grade 8 or something, grade 8 or grade 9 for me when they changed over. And this guy is driving his car down the road, and he goes through some kind of a wormhole or something into the future.
Yep.
and he sees a sign that says speed limit 100. So, you know, he's driving and he's driving and driving, and all of a sudden the cop pulls him over and asks him what his, you know, his hurry is. And he says, well, I'm sorry, I tried to go 100, but my car won't go that fast, right? And the cop was like, what are you, some kind of smart ass or something? Because the speed limit was 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
But this guy from the past thought it was like 100 miles an hour, right?
Could be a birdie. It's
Oh,
downhill.
man.
It goes left.
Oh, I didn't cut back.
Oh,
Slowed down towards the end, but it was a bit faster than at the start there than I thought it was.
That's par.
I'm a winner.
But when you think about how long ago that was, like in the mid 1970s, it's crazy to think that even all this time later, people still never ever did fully accept the metric system as a system of measurement, right?
Now that's just because it just sucks. Metric sucks. I should have hit that a little harder.
I'm on.
Chance for a birdie. I think it's uphill. A slope to the right.
I might have hit that a little too hard. We'll just slam it in. No,
No.
actually hit it too hard.
Yeah, it slingshotted around the edge.
That's par.
I did it.
It's really windy.
Yay.
I couldn't figure out what kind of spin I wanted to put on the ball there, and so I just hit it straight. I don't know how strong that wind is going to be because I'm also hitting a 5-iron here.
Well, that wasn't bad.
I think so too. Could be a birdie. It slopes upwards. A slope to the right.
Overhit that.
Oh.
Putting is hard. That's why you got to be able to hit wedges to the green.
Uh-huh.
Because then you don't have these problems.
Good shot. Nice shot.
Well, that didn't turn out exactly as I'd planned it.
Yeah, this is a pretty long par 4, though, for a guy that doesn't have much power, right? Well, nice weight.
It's on.
Yeah, I was just aimed a little off.
Nice par.
I did it.
See, I have this tendency to overplay the wind.
I think it's uphill.
Well, this game is a little bit different than the last one. It'll probably take you a bit of getting used to.
Oh, it just didn't break. Well, also, because I'm so used to using characters with high shot trajectories, too, it means that I end up a lot of times overplaying the wind.
So what's the deal here? Are there just not very many characters with high shot trajectories in this game?
That's right. The first one comes in the intermediate level.
Really?
If I recall.
Wow, okay.
You could use turbo spin clubs to convert some characters,
I
but
take
then you
it that
get less
that's
distance.
considered to be a desirable trait then that's why it's not just available at every play level?
I consider it a desirable trait. I don't think it's actually considered a desirable trait. I just consider it
I
a
don't
desirable
know.
trait.
I played golf a time or two with a guy that I used to work with, and that guy could hit a ton, but every shot that he hit was hugely high.
Yep.
Like, yeah. And this is a guy that could hit, you know, like 350-yard drives and stuff like that.
Yep.
Right? But the ball also went, like, the way that his club face hit the ball, it must have been going on, traveling on a bit of an upward angle or something, because every shot he hit was, like, sky high.
Ooh, crappy power percentage.
I'm close.
Well, you made it inside the circle anyway.
That's why I often hit a 7-iron for those.
Upwards. Yep, it's a
Yeah, that's very
birdie.
much unlike my real-life shot trajectory where, you know, I can hit the ball 300 yards, but everything I hit is like a bullet.
Yeah, well, this guy, he just would air it out, but it would just go forever, right?
Yep.
You know, and a 300-yard shot for him was all in the air, like it didn't hardly roll at all once it landed.
Yep. Yeah, I never was able to do that. Everything I hit is just like a bullet.
Yeah, and that, you know, that seemed to give him a degree of control as well, because you don't have your ball rolling and skipping, you know, into something that you didn't expect it to or whatever, right?
Well, not only that, but it seems like when your ball is like, it has like that bullet kind of like
Good luck.
trajectory to it. If you do put a little bit of a fade or a little bit of a slice on it, it's really, really bad. That's my personal experience anyways.
So, one more?
One more. And we've almost got his loyalty up to level 2. I don't know if we'll actually hit it in this one.
Oh, yeah, a different caddy this time.
Yeah, now we've got Trent. But it might also have to do with the fact that I tend to hit a draw, too. That would kind of lean me more towards a closed club face, right?
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Which means I'm de-lofting my clubs when I hit the ball.
Nice shot.
Running 270 yards, hard work, huh?
Yeah, well, when you run it that fast.
Good shot. I'm close. Could be a birdie.
Before you shoot.
Just slam it in.
Nice
Oh,
birdie.
yeah. I'm on a winning streak.
He just can't stay on his feet, no matter if he's playing good or playing bad, man.
Yep. It's just kind of clumsy, I guess.
Nice shot. I'm close.
A bit more of what I'm used to there.
Great birdie chance.
Look before you shoot.
Slopes up. Slopes right.
Too hard.
Oh.
Carefully does it.
Nice par.
I'm a weak.
That'll be the third putt I overhit today. I guess that's just the way it's done today.
Well, you're also not getting the type of approach shots that I usually see you get either.
Again, though,
Because this guy has a lack of power, and you know, like, you're not able to you know, like, make those nice, tightly controlled approach shots like you usually do.
that's right, yeah.
Nice shot.
This will be good, though.
Yep. Well, you were able to use a short iron for this one,
Great
right?
birdie chance. Slopes down.
But on some of the longer par fours, when you're having to hit like a,
Yay!
you know, 5 iron or whatever for your second shot, it's a little harder to do what you just did there, right?
Well, it'd be one thing if my 5-iron had the trajectory of a 7-iron.
Yeah, well. Ooh, that looks like a high risk, high reward kind of a thing, eh?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
You gonna hit that tree in the foreground there, or what?
Maybe. We can't actually side spin the ball, you know.
Oh,
Nope,
yeah,
I put
just
it over
enough,
it.
just enough to get over it. Wow. Not by much, though.
Even managed to hit the narrow part of the fairway there.
Yes, get in.
We kind of needed that extra power percentage there. That's gonna lose us yards.
That's okay. You're on the green in 2.
I am happy.
I think. It's a chance for an eagle. Slopes up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, an eagle.
Yes, I did it.
Had a lot of speed on it.
Yep, you slammed it in. Looks like the scores are starting to get a little more competitive now, too, eh?
I have no idea. I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah, you're in the lead, but your second place guy is -2, right?
Ah,
When you first started doing this, you were winning these tournaments by like 16 shots and stuff like that, right? Now,
only you noticed.
now it looks like you got to play a little better in order to win.
Nice
That might be in the rough.
Yep, didn't quite make it out.
After the topspin.
Your hand steady now.
Don't know about this. Difficult.
No bother here.
He didn't tell you nice shot.
No, he didn't, but, you know. It wasn't a very nice shot, so.
I don't know. That was a tough shot. I think you did about as well as you could there. Well,
Nicely on.
you should still be able to save par anyway.
It goes downhill. Nice par.
I did it.
Yay.
Okay.
See, normally I aim it over here, right? I have to hit power shots to hit my usual fairway positions.
Nice shot.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that guy to hit the weight room or something. So, as the game goes on and you get into higher tiers of competition and everything, do you get more spectators?
Yep, I do believe so.
So right now it's just like friends and relatives.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh well, that wasn't bad. You should be able to tap that in.
Nice par.
I did it. Good luck.
Smoothly goes it.
Nice shot.
I didn't play that with any backspin at all.
I'm close.
I just more or less relied on the wind catching the shot to stop me. And then I tried to hit it to the front of the green and just run it up. You can do that kind of thing in Hot Shots Golf 1 too. That's actually where I learned how to hit that kind of shot.
On
Yeah.
a winning streak.
Because you see a lot of the high-level AIs in that particular game hit that kind of shot. Whereas in later games, they tend to put spin on absolutely everything.
Good shot.
But this time you just played short of the bunker. So you didn't have to deal with that tree.
Well, it's more that I don't think with this particular character I could actually even do that sort of stunt where I was trying to put the ball between the tree and the bunker. I don't think I have enough distance. The difficult part here being how much loft do I need to clear that front bunker?
Nice shot. Go, go.
You had just enough.
Yeah, just barely.
Great birdie chance. Slopes down. Left slope.
Yeah.
It's a birdie.
Yay! Oh,
I'm getting used to this.
Well, those guys are starting to fall off. That one guy went from -1 to +5.
Yep.
Just in the last, like, 4 holes.
Nice shot.
Wow, what a shot!
See that little pink dot? That's our impact zone if I try this.
Well, you always miss the shots you don't take, right?
Yeah, although I don't think we have enough power to actually make it there anyways. Even if I did hit this. But that's something that they introduced, is you can actually hit extra power shots, you just won't have an impact zone.
I see.
Which is why I use the advanced mode, because you still have technically an impact zone. You've got like 3 possible impact positions that you can hit. Whereas with the traditional swing bar, you'd only have 1.
Oh, well, if you're going to lay up in front of that pond, there's no reason to hit a power shot here anyway now.
Yes, get in.
There will come a time where...
Get in?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. He thought you should have put it in from there, I guess.
Hey man, he's English. You know what? The English are weird. They say funny things, man.
Well, you know what? After watching 2 Monty Python movies here in the past week, I have to say, yes, they are weird.
That is good, yeah. Could be a birdie. Slopes up. Left slope.
Oh, there you go.
It's a birdie.
Yay!
So I guess I did start to get used to this in the end anyways.
Well, you didn't do too bad.
Isn't it great? I'm impressed.
Wow, 15% perfect impact.
Wow, that's terrible.
Choose whichever you want.
I swear it's got to be because his impact zone is too big. His impact zone is too big, so
Elite Big Magnum.
that'll mean he hits the ball further.
Good game.
Everyone will.
Well, what's on the agenda next?
I don't know. I mean, I guess there will be their first intermediate versus mode, and we could also play around ourselves. Maybe next time. Who am I going to be up against next time? Oh yeah, I know who it is. It's what's her nuts, the B rank lady, the second B rank lady. She's like an Asian lady action hero lady.
Oh,
Yeah. And she's got like all round stats with no weaknesses and no strengths.
I
kinda
see.
deal.
Oh,
Yes.
the big yawn.
The big yawn, huh?
Yep, time to pack it in.
Indeed.
Oh, well, that was fun anyway.
So, until next time,
I'm Sandman99.
and I'm RecV5, have a good one.